Sorry about that, avid listeners. Sam's eyeballs were floating. Sam's eyeballs were floating. He had to.
Thought I was drowning by the time I got to the toilet. They don't pay me, but
Yeah.
they
Anybody?
could.
I was fixed to
They
say if anybody's looking to sponsor a underground podcast, we'll promote your stuff.
We can have your brand name
Yeah.
right here,
We'll promote your stuff.
or over there, or
right here
right here.
in neon.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah. See, right now, it's saying your name here. Now I gotta do that.
Yeah.
Got one.
What are we listening to?
I just put it on a random daily mix. This is Deuce, actually. Deuce from Hollywood Undead. That's who we got. Yeah, he was with him at the very beginning. At first they called him the producer. Then he changed to Deuce. Then they got popular and Deuce. Separated from them. I don't know all the.
I don't know much about them. I know what is their singer, Charlie C.
Yeah. I remember them before Swan Songs came out, before Undead came out, and it was a bunch of just
get up off the way.
Yeah. They were kind of a cult following, an underground following before they hit big. So I remember them doing a bunch of random stuff, and me and my brother listened to them whenever they were getting ready to shoot the video for. Is it Undead? I can't remember. Forgive me. I can't remember which video it is where they have all the different masks from all their different fans and stuff. There's like different pictures of different masks and everything on the video. Me and my little brother made masks for those because they put out a deal on their website and they were talking about, and so they fans sent in pictures of their masks and stuff, and like my little brother's got on there and stuff that's in the video, and so like we already knew about them, and so whenever Swan Songs came out, the reason they titled it Swan Songs was because they didn't think anything would happen after that album. They figured, this is because a swan doesn't sing until it's about to die.
Yeah.
It's that
the swan song is your grand finale. Yeah. You're going out. This is the end. Yeah.
So they figured, screw it. Major record label, like if you know anything about them, then you know they blew right through the money. It was all used on drugs, alcohol, sex. Exactly who they are, or who they were, or whatever. Exactly what their music promoted. That's exactly anyway, which doesn't work out very well. Makes good music. It's entertaining, but as far as in real life, doesn't work out very well. We can speak from experience.
It doesn't I just had half back when I spent on drugs.
Right.
So I would be doing okay. I'm doing okay.
This is Skillet. Skillet. I love Skillet. Skillet's
so a buddy of mine at work.
Solid.
Yeah. They're Christian. Yeah. And I think the singer's married to the guitarist.
Yeah. It's family. There's two couples.
Yeah. And there's a chick that plays drums who sings, and she's a complete badass. So a buddy of mine at work, he's kind of a locally known kid around here. His dad died when he was young, had some disease that killed him, and it's a possibility that my buddy is going to have the same disease, and it's going to ruin him eventually. He's worried about that. His name is Raymond Carrasco. Cool dude. He's a really cool dude.
What is it?
Huh?
It's a genetic disorder?
Yeah.
Hereditary?
Yeah.
What is?
Not sure. I'd have to ask him. I think he has a brother as well. They both play football for Olney. He's young. He's like 22, 23. Dude he's Samoan, Pacific Islander. He has that in his genealogy. Dude is built like Troy Polamalu. I mean, he's just. I think he warms up on the squats with 400 pounds. Yeah, he's stout. He is really stout. Anyway, so he went and saw what's the name of the band that Adam Gauthier is in now that he left 3 Days Grace?
Oh, I don't know anything about all that.
They were at I don't know if he's sitting with Dallas Stadium or with I'm going to see them. But last week he went and saw them and Skillet. It was Skillet, and I can't remember the other band that he said, and then the band that Adam Gontier is in. Um, loved it.
I'd like to see
Said
Skillet.
Skillet put on a badass show.
I'd like
they
to see
were,
they were
cool.
the
cool.
the one that hung the stars. I can't remember the name of the song. The acoustic version of it. It's on the same. It's on this same album, I think. But the acoustic version was on the soundtrack for The Shack.
Oh,
There, it's a beautiful song. I love it. It's one of my favorites. It's just there's two versions of it, and the original, I don't really care for it. If I hadn't heard the acoustic version of it first, I wouldn't like it.
Yeah,
honestly. As far as musically, it's for the most part I like most of their music. This one song I don't really. It has this more of an kind of has an industrial feel to it.
I'll go ahead and go on record and say that I cried like a little baby when I saw The Shack.
I did not.
I did. But I have daughters. You know, I have daughters, and that's all I could think about. Plus, when I first saw The Shack, I was at my first rehab, and that 30-day rehab, your emotions and your hormones are all over the place because you just barely got clean, and you're starting to feel things that you haven't felt in months, years. So that possibly, I want to say that played a part, but I take that back because I watched it later in life when I hadn't just come off the drugs. I think I watched it at House of Mercy when I was a level 4, so I've been there like 6 months, 7 months.
Yeah, because y'all were watching it, and so I went and watched it.
Yeah.
I found it online and watched it.
Yeah, and
I was like,
I cried again. That main song that they play when he's spoiler alert, whenever he's going through the process of burying his daughter. Oh, dude, that song, man.
See, I think if I watched it now, I'd probably have a different reaction to it than at that particular moment.
Yeah. Watch it.
I'm off all those psych meds. Because
you're not numb.
When I found out about about Amber dying, she has I think 5. I can be mistaken. He's a little bit older than, so I know that it's 4 or 5, but he has Downs, and his mom was his world, and she was a big advocate for all that, and part of that, and that's like right now I'm breaking. Like my heart is breaking thinking about this boy that I never got to meet him. I've never met him. She lived in Wichita Falls.
So who are you talking about?
My cousin. Her name was Amber Meacham.
Just the girl that had the aneurysm?
Yeah, Saturday. Yeah.
Yes, I heard about that at work.
Yeah.
She was bending over to pick up a toy and had an aneurysm and died.
Yeah. Yeah, that's her. Her grandmother and my grandfather, brother and sister.
Okay.
I think that's it. Yeah, Louise. And Louise. Yeah. So yeah, that's like I remember Amber. She's like 6 years older than me or something. And so I wasn't around her a whole lot.
Yeah.
I remember her. I do, and I do. But my feelings about her husband, Kelly, like that's where my heart is. Like just looking at it, like just thinking about it. If it was my son, and it's like even though like me and his mom are not married, like we're not together or anything like that. His mom is his favorite person in the freaking world.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like without a doubt.
Yeah.
And so yeah, they've got a tough road ahead of them, and God's got them, and they have loving family. That's for damn sure, And, but they're gonna need more prayer, and that's that kind of it's. I can look at those things through a father's opposite way.
See, and that's where I was with the Shack. If I didn't have kids when I watched the Shack, that probably wouldn't have affected me as much. My wife would tell you otherwise. She says I'm the emotional one in our relationship. She doesn't. she doesn't like to feel her emotions. Not saying that I do like to feel mine, but I just maybe I'm more in touch with mine than she is.
I get where she's coming from.
I cry at sappy stuff sometimes. So
I get where she's coming from because I numbed my emotions, and it was encouraged.
yeah,
Was whenever you get caught in that cycle of the psych meds and all that stuff. And I'm not saying this. Sometimes it's necessary temporarily to get through some stuff.
yeah,
Um, it's individual, but whenever you're used to numbing it, and it's not so much. It's more than just being used to it, but whenever people know that you're on meds and that you're supposed to be doing this stuff, then it's like if you're not on them and you are feeling your feelings, then you're crazy. There's something wrong with you.
yeah,
Oh, he's off his meds. Oh, she's off her meds. No, yeah,
yeah.
and that's having
The
that
stigma
come
of
at you.
it,
Yeah, and being on the receiving side of it. Yeah, like it's if it wasn't for my confidence in my relationship with my God and all that, like I would be afraid to not be to
yeah,
be off my meds.
yeah,
The
yeah,
only reason I decided to come off them, and it was very carefully and very slowly, so that there wasn't any type of withdrawal symptoms. There wasn't any. Cause some of that medication, the withdrawal symptoms suck.
yeah,
They're physical and mental.
yeah.
They suck. They hurt. Whatever.
Well, I remember a point in time when you had to come off of them, not by choice, but because either financially or just logistically things weren't set up for you in your life for you to have certain medication. I remember a time at the House of Mercy where you unintentionally came off of your medication
Yeah, there
for a
was
brief moment.
Yeah, there was some mix-ups
Yeah,
and
that's why I said
and
logistically.
yeah,
some
there
things
was
went sideways,
there was just
and there were
administrative
there were
things.
multiple days there
Yeah.
in a row where you didn't have the medication that you were supposed to be on, and you making a conscious choice to wean yourself off of them is different than running out of something that you weren't able to replace,
Mhm.
and
I
then
still have some in my medicine cabinet there.
yeah,
There's still I think some Prozac and some Trazodone. I just need to throw it away. I haven't used. I slowly got off of that. Like whenever I first got to the House of Mercy, I was on risperidone also. That's one of them I kicked while I was at the House of Mercy,
yeah,
and it sucked. There's
yeah,
withdrawal symptoms coming off that
yeah.
stuff.
That was
And
probably one of those things where we didn't see you for 2 days.
I remember. I don't remember if it was you or Kirk. It was one of you two. It was always either one of you two. Uh, was like, "Hey, what's going on? Why are you different today? What's up?"
Yeah,
And it's like you make notice, and but the stigma, like you're saying, and then being on the receiving end of, well, how come it's like, oh, it's off his meds. It's just I don't know. It's
I know that's one thing that Tori always tried to navigate around getting on medication because she did not want to feel dependent upon it.
Yeah.
She did not want to be that person that had to take a pill to be normal. But on the flip side of that, and whether it was right or wrong, um, I said, well, you were willing to take drugs to alter your mood whenever it was to get high.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why can't you be willing to try something that might stabilize you?
Yeah.
And at least get you to a point, like you said, to get through something, not necessarily running from something, but get yourself into a mindset that you can start putting your life together and then slowly start coming back, which is exactly what you've done.
That's what I've done.
Yeah.
And I'm 6 months into it, so it's like,
some things are still new.
Yeah,
You're still working out some
yeah,
kinks.
yeah. It takes a while for some of
Yeah.
that medication, like especially some of it I've been on for
Yeah,
years
it takes a while to get in your system, just as well as it takes a
Yes.
while to
to get out.
completely
Yes.
flush out.
Yeah.
Or not necessarily for the medication to get out, but for the effect that it was causing your body.
Yeah.
That your body should be doing naturally.
Yeah.
It takes a while, and even Rogan talks about this with Luke Combs about medication, about how you got to be on it for a little while, but then when you come off of it, like it was producing something, a hormone or a pheromone or something in your body
Yeah,
a
it's usually
steroid in your body that your body.
SSRI. It's serotonin and dopamine
Yes.
uptake inhibitors, and
Yes.
it's all about regulating serotonin and dopamine.
Yeah.
Is
And
the
sometimes
majority
it
of
takes your body a while to balance that back out because it's so used to being fed that. I think he was talking to on the Steve Ranella one. They were talking about Conor McGregor
Mhm.
and how he broke his leg,
Mhm.
and in order to recover from something like that, sometimes you have to put your body through steroid use and stuff that's illegal
Oh yeah,
in the UFC.
gotcha. Yeah,
But it's stuff that's going to make that leg heal and
Yeah.
make it heal properly and heal the way it's supposed to heal in order
Well,
to be
yeah.
able
If
to
you're
return to a fight.
whenever I got real sick not too long ago, I went in. They gave me a steroid shot.
Yeah.
You know, it makes
Yeah.
you feel better. It does what it does. I mean, there's a difference
But it's
between
something that
those
he's
and-
going to have to wait
but,
at least
yeah.
a year of not using that in order for it to be completely out of his, or for his body to take back over and balance that
Right.
back out.
Yeah.
Because he takes this steroid shot that boosts his testosterone way up here.
Yeah.
Well, now that he's trying to wean off of it or coming off of it to get back into a UFC fight, now it's going to plummet.
Right.
And it's going to take a while for your body to naturally balance itself back out.
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah, that now you're starting to get into the point after 6 months where your body is finally starting to readjust itself and become acclimated to not having that boost of whatever that SSRI was providing.
Yeah, and it's like I was on Prozac for the depressant, for the antidepressant. Prozac is a stimulant antidepressant. I've been on other ones too, a bunch of them.
Is that similar to Zoloft? Zoloft is
Yeah,
the same.
Zoloft, and like I took Lexapro. Lexapro did not agree with me. A bunch of them didn't agree with me. But Prozac and Lamictal for I was diagnosed bipolar disorder. So it's like manic depressive, ups and downs, extreme highs, extreme lows.
Yeah.
That roller coaster. And so they gave me the Lamictal to handle the highs, to curb the highs, and the Prozac to curb the lows.
Bring the lows back up.
Yeah. So instead of doing this to this, it's
You're kind of
now
flat.
this to
Yeah.
this. It's more normal.
But in hand with that, you get your emotional connection gets dulled.
It wasn't with the medications I was taking. It wasn't as bad as other medications that I've taken previous, like lithium, like that makes you a zombie.
Yeah.
Halidol, different stuff like that. Antipsychotics that just. But it was easy for me to emotionally withdraw.
Yeah.
I would have to be really invested into something to have that deeper emotional connection.
Yeah.
Like I don't. It's much easier right now to have an emotional connection.
Yeah.
Which also maybe at the time, I needed to detach, in that way. So I'm in that process of.
Well, everything has a season.
Yeah. And it's just it feels good to relax. There's not that high,
but there's not that crash either.
Yeah. It's just
okay. It's just mellow.
Yeah.
It's just an alien cake.
Yeah. It's just to relax. But you can abuse that stuff, just like anything.
Yeah.
So it's like always be cautious and careful.
Did I ever? I gotta move this just a little bit.
Yeah, that's fine.
Did I ever show you?
Hey, I can't stand that. That's one thing that
Well, Monday that'll be a relief from that. Hopefully, I don't know if it's attached. If you attach the boom to that same table, then maybe. But did I ever show you the Shinoda cover?
Well, no, it's got a shock deal.
Oh,
it's got a deal like it has the boom that comes out, and then it's kind of a separate. It's got another deal, so it's almost
absorbed some of that.
Yeah. Hopefully, we'll find out.
Did I ever show you the Shinoda cover of the Deftones song Passenger? Do you know the Deftones song?
Well, yeah, of course, I know Passenger. Yeah, yeah. No, I'm trying to remember if I knew the Shinoda. No, I don't think I did. What's it on?
It's Mike Shinoda, Passenger. It's just a single he put out.
Would it be on Spotify or
Oh
do
yeah,
you go
absolutely.
to YouTube?
Absolutely. No, it's on Spotify. Yeah. If I know about it musically, it's on Spotify. I don't know of anything musically that's not on Spotify. Shout out to Spotify if y'all ever want to sponsor I Am Uncle Sam's podcast. We'll put your name right here, Spotify.
I think you have to pay them to get on their deal,
well,
and then they dude, I am.
Look, we're not pulling in Joe Rogan numbers, but
No, hell no. I remember. I think I have 6 subscribers. 6.
Am I one of them?
I don't know. Are you
on YouTube?
Yeah.
I haven't. I haven't.
So, by the way, you need to like and subscribe.
Yes, like and subscribe. I am Uncle Sam.
Yeah.
You can spell it both ways, right?
No, now it's just with the K.
It's just with the K.
Yeah.
UNKLE.
Yeah.
I am Uncle Sam.
Yeah.
Cool. So the first, it's got kind of a long intro.
What was I looking for again?
Passenger. It has a picture of the white horse on the. It's from the same album that Change in the House of Flies was on, but the Shinoda single is. It has it's the same white cover album. It has a pony on the front of it. It's kind of a very long intro of this same kind of build up, but yeah, I love what he did with it. And if you know the original song and know it pretty decently well, you'll hear the difference, but you'll hear the similarities to it as well.
Yeah, I remember downloading it on
Napster.
Was it Napster?
LimeWire?
No, it's before Napster came first, right? It was Napster, yeah. I remember downloading on Napster.
Yeah, don't let Lars Ulrich hear you say that.
Oh, I remember that. I'm like, oh. I bet he cannot stand
yeah. Well, like Garth Brooks does. You can't find his music anymore.
Yeah. Well,
he has a whole team of people.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Getting any. Yeah. I think Taylor Swift is the same way. I think she's on certain platforms, but yeah. I wonder how much money Garth spends in keeping his money from being pirated. I mean, his music from being pirated. He's got teams.
Yeah. But I guarantee you.
But yeah, this kind of has a little bit more of a chill vibe to it. But I honestly like Shinoda's version of it better than I do the original. I love Deftones.
I like Deftones, and they were really popular with the older kids that I can remember. That's how I remember hearing about Deftones. I've got a cousin that's 5 years older than me, and so I got a lot of musical influence from him whenever I was younger, like Bone Thugs and Harmony.
It's what I was talking about earlier with my brother.
In 5th grade, listening to Bone Thugs because he had Eternal 99 and some different stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember hearing it, and I'm like, that changed my life. Bone Thugs and Harmony did. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what?
Pretty
he
nice.
almost sounds like Maynard.
No, that's still
okay.
Chino Moreno.
Oh, okay. That's what I was like. Damn, he almost sounds like.
No, that's still Chino Moreno.
Okay.
He's just the beat and the production of it is Shinoda.
Yeah.
He just reproduced it.
Okay, that's why I was just
like. No, that's still Chino Moreno.
Okay.
And he actually Chino Moreno came on and featured on a song. So after Chester died, Mike did this whole album. We've talked about this before. Well, there's a song on there. There's a song on there called "Liftoff" that has Machine Gun Kelly, and Chino Moreno does the. He does the. You're
talking about Mike's album.
Post Traumatic.
Yeah. That's such a good album.
Oh,
because he also had. that. That's baritone. I think it's baritone.
I don't.
Was it Black Bear or something?
Black Bear.
Black.
Yeah.
That's a good album. I remember exactly where I was whenever that came out. I was staining a house out at Boston. They had all 2 or 3 houses out there on their property. Stain.
Yeah. Yep. I like what he did with it. I have a biased opinion.
Yeah,
Band, dude, I don't think that everything that Shinoda has done has just been out of this world, but I connect with a lot of it. He had 3 of those albums were just instrumentals, and I've showed you some of those, or at least I showed you the making of those videos. It's like, for me, it's like watching Picasso paint, sitting there watching Shinoda build these beats in like 2 hours. He's just sitting there doing all this different stuff, and it's like watching a master at work, dude, and it
I
just
can
blows
get
my
that.
mind.
I know, and I've talked about my learning a little bit about music production and stuff. And that's like I remember whenever Linkin Park came out, my friend showed it to me, and I was like, "Holy crap!"
Yeah.
And it was like that combination of that singing, screaming, and then the hip hop and the production.
Yeah.
And I remember Mr. Hawk,
Yeah.
and then whenever Reanimation came out, I was big into that too.
Yeah.
I remember going back and
Love
downloading
the Jonathan Davis
anything
crawling,
that I could find with
or
them.
Aaron Lewis crawling.
And so like going back, and that's where you have like Hybrid Theory, High Voltage. They were Hybrid Theory before they were Park.
And then they couldn't use that because there was another band, or a band had put out something. Yeah, they were called Zero at first, but it was like XERO, like Xerox, but Zero. And that when they released the Hybrid Theory 20th anniversary, they released a lot of the Zero demos that ended up becoming Linkin Park songs on the Hybrid Theory album. Yeah, dude, they were an influential part of my life. Man.
But I remember going back and downloading singles of both DJ Han and Mike Shinoda before and after, and just listening because I was into electronic music, dance music, hip hop music. I was into the music part of it, and into the production part of it.
Han did a song with the Executioners.
Yeah,
you remember that one? And the video was the 4 Executioners and Han, and they're all up there with their turntables, and they're just going after it. Man, it's a tough deal, dude. You'll never have another Chester Bennington. It's so sad. I was actually sitting on a floor of this house I was staying at in Haltom City, mixing. I wasn't talking to you, Siri. Mixing. Whenever my brother sent me this text message that said, "Did you hear about Chester?" And I just thought maybe it was a DWI or something like that. I just put my phone down and finished doing what I was doing. And then my buddy Paul Nagy, not even 10 minutes later, sent me a text message and said, what happened with Chester? And so I'm like, what is going on? And I pull my phone up and I look, and it said Chester Bennington found dead in his home. And I'm like, no. And I just immediately started crying, just sobbing. I could never understand why people cried when Michael Jackson died.
Yeah.
Or when Prince died.
Prince still alive.
Prince? No. Prince died.
Is he dead?
Yeah, he died. Oh. He died like 6 years ago, 7 years ago. Oh. Yeah. Prince died. Yeah. 6, 7, like 2 or 3 years after Michael Jackson died. And people were just on the news just crying and sobbing.
2016.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I was really high in 2016.
Yeah.
I was really high.
Yeah. So, but that moment right there, I understood. And even Tori, she was on the other side of the bed. She's like, "What's wrong with you?" And I couldn't even talk.
We're at 30 minutes.
Oh, here we go again. Well, I guess we need to wrap it up, dude.
Yeah, it's like 6 o'clock.
Yeah, my wife's blowing my phone up again. So, well, thanks for having me on, dude. We'll do this again. We'll